We're looking forward to your usual participation. After all, it is your program, both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. The numbers to call 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, you can call us via WhatsApp as well. That number is 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. We thank those of you who are listening to us on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Subscribers to onespotmedia.com also have access to both sides of the story in general and Power 106 FM. Well, both sides of the story in particular and Power 106 FM in general. Let's do our usual roundup in case you've been too busy to follow the news this morning into mid-morning to early afternoon and just after that. U.S. reaches deal with Moderna for Omicron COVID-19 vaccine. The Biden administration said today it had reached an agreement with Moderna to buy 66 million doses of the company's next generation of COVID-19 vaccine that targets the highly transmissible Omicron variant. Will Smith posts an apology video for slapping Chris Rock. That's a story coming out of New York. Will Smith has again apologized to Chris Rock for slapping him during the Oscar telecast in a new video, saying that his behavior was unacceptable and that he had reached out to the comedian to discuss the incident, but was told he wasn't ready. Just not ready to talk now, essentially. So let's see what comes of that scenario. That fatal crash in St. Anne last Sunday was really a major disaster. And we've received additional news within the last couple of days that 2 more people who were involved in that crash have since died. We would like to convey condolences to their family, friends, colleagues, neighbors, and we really hope more of us will get a grip in terms of managing our movements in the traffic environment to minimize tragedies such as the one that unfolded last Sunday and continue to unfold. It continues to unfold with the news of additional deaths. Spain prosecutors to seek 8-year prison term for singer Shakira. High Street in Black River, St. Elizabeth is closed. Really? What happened there? Let's see if we can find out. High Street in Black River, St. Elizabeth has been closed. The road, which is the main thoroughfare through the town, was closed at 8 a.m. and will reopen at 2 a.m. on Saturday, July 30. That's tomorrow. The closure is to facilitate the staging of Black River Day activities. The activities are being planned by the St. Elizabeth Chamber of Commerce and the St. Elizabeth Municipal Corporation. And so the section of High Street between Church Street and the offices of the Tax Administration Jamaica will be closed. School Street will allow for two-way traffic traveling from the direction of the Sagicor Bank towards the Jamaica Public Service Company's office. Large vehicles will not be allowed to use School Street during the time of the closure. Motorists traveling along High Street from the direction of the Black River Hospital will be diverted onto Exchange Drive, through Newtown, onto Central Road, and into the town. The section of North Street from the intersection of High Street and North Street to Station Alley in front of the Home Time Cable Office will also be closed to vehicular traffic. Market Street will be converted to a two-way thoroughfare to accommodate vehicles moving into and coming out of the town from the direction of Crane Street. Motorists are being advised to obey the signs and instructions of personnel associated with the activities. And there's so many events happening this holiday weekend going right across the Emancipendence period. And this one, Treasure Beach celebrates Jamaica 60, Saturday the 6th of August. There will be a boat ride, 9 a.m. And these will be boats flying 60 Jamaican flags. Then there will be a street parade at 11 in the morning, marching band from Calabash Bay to the sports park, and then a sports festival starting at midday featuring celebrity cricket matches. Well, it doesn't say so explicitly, but one would imagine that the organizers would have gotten permission to put Chris Gale's picture on this flyer, and therefore it must be an indication that either Chris Gale will be there or the organizers got permission to use his image to attract more attention and interest. And there will be the after party at Jack Sprat with fireworks. That's Treasure Beach celebrates Jamaica 60, Saturday the 6th of August. There'll be a boat ride starting at 9 in the morning. Boats will be flying 60 Jamaican flags. Then there will be a street parade at 11 in the morning, marching band from Calabash Bay to Sports Park, and then the sports festival starting at midday. Those of you in Treasure Beach and elsewhere in St. Elizabeth, you might want to pay attention to those events, those activities we just listed. Portmore woman gets 4 years in prison for manslaughter. That's another of the stories trending on the Gleaner's website, the jamaica-gleaner.com website. A Portmore woman who fatally stabbed a man during a dispute over a clothesline was on Thursday sentenced to 4 years in prison. Justice Bertram Morrison handed down sentencing in the St. Catherine's Circuit Court. Don't want to make any comments since we just read that story, so we'll move on. Can we greet you, our faithful listeners who have joined us since the last time we said good afternoon. Tiny Beckles, hi Miss Tiny from Toronto, Canada. How are you doing? Maureen Keating, Pitta. Audrey Smith in Southampton in England. Don Campbell. Norman Hines in St. Thomas, good afternoon. Albert in Coconut Creek, Florida, welcome. Mikey Jarrett in Brooklyn, New York. Friday afternoon, blessings and blessed love to you too. thank you very much for tuning in, and all the very best. Good afternoon to Asha Ash in London. Thank you very much for tuning in, Asha Ash in London. Erlene Lewis, welcome. And we should use the opportunity to wish Keita Cummings Heslop happy belated birthday. Her birthday was yesterday. Keita Cummings Heslop. Happy belated birthday to you, and all the very best. The WhatsApp number is up and running, and so we look forward to your WhatsApp messages, your text messages, your voice notes, and your WhatsApp calls as well. Let's see who else is messaging us right now. Alexander Taylor says, "Good morning, dear friend Dervan. Greetings." Good afternoon, Alexander Taylor. Thank you very much for keeping in touch, and hope you continue to enjoy Kingston. And here's another bit of information. This is from Reverend Dr. Frank Lawrence. He says, "My niece Camille Stewart Gloucester, who is the daughter of my sister Madge Doll Lawrence Stewart, now living in the USA, has achieved a top position in President Biden's staff in the White House. The family and Sturgetown in general join her in celebrating this historical and monumental achievement." See link below for more info from Reverend Dr. Frank E. Lawrence, also known as Uncle. Well, let's look at the story. Thank you for sharing. Another reminder of the high performance tendencies of Jamaicans, not just here at home, but also in the diaspora. So the news coming out of the White House, you can go to whitehouse.gov, wh.gov, if you want to read the story in its entirety. And the story says, Office of the National Cyber Director announces Camille Stewart Gloucester as Deputy National Cyber Director for Technology and Ecosystem Security. That's a Jamaican. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:30. It's Emancipation Park's 20th anniversary celebrations, and you're invited. On Sunday, July 31, it's our Thanksgiving ceremony. Then on August 1, it's Redemption Fest. Both events start at 6 p.m. admission free. Emancipation Park anniversary celebrations, July 31 and August 1.
National Irrigation Commission customers, you can now pay your bills online using your Visa credit card key card by visiting the website www.icjamaica.com. Select Pay Your Bill option, then follow the instructions, or visit any one of their office locations and pay using your debit card. The National Irrigation Commission Limited. Irrigation, making the difference in agriculture.
Hi, I'm Chris Crofton, Minister of Health and Wellness. July is Healthcare Workers Appreciation Month, and I want to salute all our healthcare workers for their work, especially during the heights of the COVID-19 pandemic. You are the vanguards of our health, and I have experienced firsthand your commitment, service, and sacrifice. Thank you for all that you do. On behalf of the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the government, and the people of Jamaica, enjoy your special month. God bless.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Under the Law helps you to know your rights and how the laws of Jamaica can help you defend those rights. We've been doing it for 50 years, and that's right. The program is brought to you on Wednesdays by the Bank of Jamaica, building an inclusive economy. Under the Law at 6:45 and 8:55 a.m. and at 4 and 9:55 p.m. Wednesdays on Power 106 FM.
The only thing I don't like about this recording is busting a blank, by the way. I didn't say it before now because I didn't want it to be prejudicial. But that's the Because, I mean, we stopped busing blanks in Jamaica a long time ago. We are firing real shots these days and for some time now. Yeah. Let's continue with more. Welcome, Ras Ayuda. Blessings to you too. Janet Francis, good day. She says, greetings from Toronto. Greetings to you too, Janet Francis, and all the other Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica in Toronto, Canada. Thank you very much for tuning in. Miss Tiny, who is now in Jamaica, enjoying a break from Canada, says, good afternoon, Dervan. Greetings to you. Oh, no, she's not in. Hold on, where is she? I thought she was here, or did she go back? She says, greetings to you from Halifax, Nova Scotia. I'm attending the National Black Canadian Summit, which is being held July 29 to 31st. It is wonderful to see so many Black people getting together to highlight the contribution of the race in the early 1800s to build Canadian society. At the Black Cultural Center, there is a display documentation of Jamaican Maroons who traveled to Nova Scotia. Yes, indeed. And at the time, they perhaps didn't know that a bank bearing that same name would be the top performing in the entire network of Scotiabank branches globally. And also, there's another thing I read some time ago. What was that? No, that Jamaica was the first. I think Jamaica was the first to, other than in Nova Scotia itself, Jamaica being the first to have a branch, an established branch of Scotia here. I think that's in downtown Kingston. Yeah, there's the history. The history is quite something. Good afternoon, Peter Gracie. Thank you very much for joining us. Natalie Winter in Washington Gardens. Hello to you. Hope you're well. Miss Tiny is asking me to check my WhatsApp. Oh, but can we just get back to the story of Reverend Dr. Frank Lawrence's niece, who has been appointed to a top position in President Biden's White House, as it is right now. So the story is, and it's at whitehouse.gov, if you need to read it in its entirety on your own, in your own time and space, whitehouse.gov or wh.gov. Office of the National Cyber Director announces Camille Stewart Gloucester as Deputy National Cyber Director for Technology and Ecosystem Security. And that's Reverend Dr. Frank Lawrence's sister's daughter, his niece. His sister is Madge Doll Lawrence Stewart, who is now living in the US. And that's his niece is now living in the US, and she has achieved a top position in President Biden's White House, as we've said. And Reverend Dr. Lawrence in St. Anne, who is 90 years old, tells us that the family and Sturgetown in general join her in celebrating this historical and monumental achievement. And we started reading the story earlier on. Here it is. Today, the Office of the National Cyber Director, ONCD, announced the upcoming appointment of Camille Stewart Gloucester as Deputy National Cyber Director for Technology and Ecosystem Security. That is no play position, This is a significant appointment, to be appointed Deputy National Cyber Director for Technology and Ecosystem Security, and this is for the entire United States of America. What a powerful Jamaican that is. What a powerful Jamaican. Camille Stewart Gloucester, who has roots in Sturgetown in St. Anne, right here in Jamaica, as this country marks 60 years of independence, still achieving. The people of this country, the people who make Jamaica what it is or isn't, however you look at it. Let's go back to the story. So essentially, this Jamaican will lead the Office of the National Cyber Director, the Office of the National Cyber Director's ongoing efforts to strengthen the security and development of the United States' cyber ecosystem across people, processes, and technology. Now, I'm just feeling rather giddy just thinking of the magnitude of the work that this Jamaican is being called upon to do on behalf of her adopted country, the great United States of America. What a thing. The story goes on. We need top talent in the government to meet the dynamic and complex cyber challenges we face as a nation. And who do they turn to? A Jamaican. We are excited to welcome Camille to ONCD. She's a pioneer who has led on cyber issues for more than a decade at the highest levels of government and industry. The depth and breadth of her experiences will help the Biden-Harris administration advance key priorities, including promoting the resilience of their software and hardware supply chain, building a more diverse cyber workforce, and strengthening cyber education for all Americans. The words there of National Cyber Director Chris Inglis, Principal Deputy National Cyber Director Kemba Walden said. What a thing. Well done to Camille Stewart Gloucester. Here's a bit more in terms of her background. She is a cyber and technology attorney whose career has spanned the private, public, and nonprofit sectors. She joins ONCD from Google, where she most recently served as Global Head of Product Security Strategy. Are you hearing this, Jamaicans? A Jamaican who just recently served as not the head for Jamaica, not the head for the Caribbean, not the head for Europe, Asia, Africa, not any single country or territory or continent, but for the entire world. The entire world. So at Google, Camille Stewart Gloucester was the global head of product security strategy. This is a Jamaican serving as global head of product security strategy at Google. Google. But she has moved on from Google now. Where is she now? She is directing in her capacity as Deputy National Cyber Director for Technology and Ecosystem Security for America. Jamaicans continue to shine, as the song by Charles and Eddie says. Wherever you go, shine. And the good book talks about letting your light so shine among men. And there's a song that says, "This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine." You continue to shine, Camille Stewart Gloucester. We'll be cheering you on. All the best. Take care. Thank you very much for this gem of a story, Reverend Dr. Frank Lawrence, of the exploits of excellence by your niece. Well done. Well done. Let's go on. Let's go on. This one says, who is this now? This is someone, the number is a Canadian number, but let's read. On behalf of the student scholarship recipients, I ask for your support of our annual fish fry. I thank you in advance. Please call to place your order. Please share with your family and friends, particularly in the Greater Toronto Hamilton area. Donations of 20 Canadian dollars or more can receive a tax receipt. Just ask. Blessings. Well, we're not sure. We're trying to identify who sent this, but the cause is a worthy one. We have no doubt. And for our Jamaican brothers and sisters in the Greater Toronto Hamilton area, you might want to check out this fish fry scheduled for the 20th of August. Escovitch fish, brown stew fish, roast fish, plus food delivery for seniors and shut-ins. Mark the date, August 20th. More in a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:45. There's a retirement crisis in Jamaica, with only approximately 10% of the working population saving towards retirement. Many people do not participate in a formal pension plan, such as contract workers and the self-employed, and some are not eligible for a government pension. Every member of the workforce has the opportunity to participate in a pension plan and secure a monthly income for their retirement. Join Real Business every Monday at 9:30 a.m. for an informative discussion with Peter Rose Hall, Managing Director of BPM Financial, discussing the importance of retirement planning and the solutions to move Jamaica out of this crisis. Retirement Wealth Creation is brought to you by BPM Financial Limited, taking you higher. When time is here, when time on, oh, let's trip when we take the ride in a nice like yeah, in a nice like yeah.
Thanks a lot for staying with us. Charmaine Ingram, good afternoon to you. Enna Francis, welcome. Peter Gracie of This is Jamaica says, explain that that's a federal appointment and not state. Oh, yes, that's important and that's significant. It's a federal appointment as opposed to a state appointment. Yes, that's an important point there, Peter Gracie. He says she will be privy to a lot of information. We're trying to read the rest of the message. Hold on a moment there. Where did the message go? Let's come back up. Right. So Peter Gracie of This is Jamaica says she will now be privy to a lot of information. The alleged Russian attacks, China hackers, EPA hacks, power grids, and everything else which affects the US on a universal level. I say universal to include satellite monitoring. Powerful woman. I applaud her. Well done. We all should give her love. Indeed, lots of love to this great Jamaican on her latest achievement. Well done. Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Franklin McDonald has sent us a message from Canada. He says Jamaica Caribbean tsunami awareness as the anniversary is next week. We'll try to remember that next week. He also says, as usual, I'm following your town hall meetings in St. Anne with great interest. I hope to learn from it. And then he says, Dervan, if the hospital could not cope with one traffic crash on Sunday, do you think they're ready for a small earthquake? We can never be ready, whether small or big. We can try. We can try. But the business of road crashes, it's, for the most part, it's brought on by human error. So we're creating multiples of problems for ourselves, our family, our fellow citizens. We're creating problems, multiplying problems when we are reckless on our roads, when we are irresponsible on our roads. That's exactly what we do. We create unnecessary burdens and problems and distress and depression. Can we see that? Yes, we know we get excited and we're going to this party and this dance and this fun event and this beach and whatever. But can we at least try to get to and from these places safely? And also, while we are at these places, that we continue to be safe, as opposed to just comporting ourselves with a level of reckless abandon. Surely we can do better than that. Because we're supposed to be going to celebrate something, to have fun, to enjoy ourselves, and then we end up, by virtue of our irresponsible and reckless behavior, we end up preparing for funerals. Can't celebrate after that. There's nothing to celebrate because the mindset would have changed by now. We have to do better than that. Have to do better than that. Clarky Bless in Hunstown, St. Mary says, Happy Friday to you and your listeners. Question: how was the festival song selected? Clarky Bless in Hunstown, St. Mary. Well, they have a panel of judges, as I understand it. They do have a panel of judges. But I understand as well that there is a public voting component, which is for marketing purposes and obviously money-making purposes as well. Every time you vote, there's money that goes into the kitty of the phone company. So it's a combination of a panel of expert judges and a platform for members of the public to vote for their favorite song. Right. But what is quite instructive, though, is that already, normally in the contests, the festival song contests, over the years this is the second or the third, is it the third or the fourth female winning? I'm trying to remember. But it's the third. We had, what did she call herself? Brown Sugar? Or not the one from Rising Stars, the one who used to work at RGR in the nights. Heather Grant. We had Heather Grant, Give Me Back My Sweet Jamaica. There's that one. I think the one for 2021 was by somebody called Statius. And was there another? I'm trying to remember if it's 2 or 3 female winners we've had. But what is it? One gets a sense that I'm hearing things, for example, where some people are saying, Atrusha the only woman in the competition, that's why them gear it. I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know about that. So, in other words, she didn't work for it, then they just gave it to her and say, you are the winner. What about no regard for her talent and the actual recording itself? But that's what I hear certain people saying, that because she's a woman, she's the only woman at the competition, I'm just gear it. And I'm saying, the poor women, the things that women have to put up with. I'm just saying. Anybody else, it would be all right. Maybe they would say, my song never win, but I saw, or something like that. But for the woman, it must be that because she's a woman and she's the only woman in the contest, they decide to give it to her. Oh boy. Yes, indeed. Let's move on. How did that come up? Oh, somebody raised it. Who was that? Clarky Bless in Hunstown, St. Mary. Let's move on. Good afternoon to Paulette Saunders, who sends us a voice note every day, except that we haven't been able to listen to even one of those voice notes to make a determination with respect to playing on air. Um, Hopefully one of these days. James in East London has shared with us the usual collection of stories out of the UK. Boris Johnson is planning to fill the Lords with his cronies and legitimize bribery. That's a story from The Guardian, the opinion section of The Guardian newspaper. 2 arrested over suspected stab death of girl 9. That's coming from the BBC. That's in the UK. 2 people are arrested over the death of girl aged just 9 in Boston. And more on that story. So just a couple of stories coming out of the UK being shared with us by James in East London. Here's another Canadian number. Let's see what this is about. The Jamaica Maroons, 1796 to 1800. Oh, this must be from Miss Tiny. That's the event she's attending. And this tells the story of the Maroons, a determined group of freedom fighters from Jamaica. Let's see if we can read it. Just as the end of the American Revolution brought the Black Loyalists to Nova Scotia, so the end of another war brought a different group of Black settlers to the province. The second group came from Jamaica. They were known as the Trelawney Maroons, after the town from which they came. And by the way, Trelawney itself got its name from Sir William Trelawney, a former governor of Jamaica. The story goes on. The Maroons were a determined group of freedom fighters on Jamaica. I'm reading it as it is. For nearly a century and a half, beginning in the 1650s, they had waged an intermittent war with the British administration of the island. They wanted independence. In 1795, the administration in Jamaica decided to remove the Maroons. 3 ships brought 543 men, women, and children to Halifax in late June 1796. The commander-in-chief for the British at Halifax was Edward Augustus, Duke of Kent. Later on, the father of Queen Victoria. Edward was impressed by the proud bearing and military skills of the Maroons. He was pleased to see them join Nova Scotia militia units, and he had them work on building projects such as the 3rd Halifax Citadel and Government House, residence of the Lieutenant Governor. Lieutenant Governor Sir John Wentworth was also impressed by the Maroons. He thought they would be good colonists and selected the Preston area for them to settle. Thanks to a large subsidy from the government of Jamaica, arrangements were made for limited schooling and religious services. The Maroons, however, rejected the idea of low paid physical labor. Only a few became farmers. A small number became Christians and settled in Boydville in the Sackville area, where there's still a Maroon Hill. Most of the rest of the Maroons, like nearly half of the Black loyalists a few years earlier, began to wonder if Nova Scotia was a good choice for their new home. What a thing. What a thing. All right, let's see what we have here. Thank you for sharing. I think this might have been Miss Tiny. Is it? Is it from Miss Tiny? I'm not sure. Yes, it's Miss Tiny. Miss Tiny. Yes, she was the one who sent us that story. That she essentially took it from one of the storyboards at the event she's attending for Black Canadians. Thank you very much for sharing, Miss Tiny. Thank you. We can add that bit of information to our store of information. David Crossburn says, hello, Dervan. Greetings to you and all your listeners. May the God of peace be our portion. Kindly pardon this long message. However, the need to cover most, you know what? Hold it there, because we have an interview, a scheduled interview coming up. A couple of interviews, in fact. So, David Crossburn will come back to your message in a moment. Come back to your message in a moment.
Coast to Coast Concrete, the high quality concrete for fencing, roofing, foundation, and road surfacing. Call 876-754-7472. The time by Coast to Coast Concrete is
3 o'clock. Treat yourself to famous Jamaican jerk dishes at Sweetwood Jerk Joint. Succulent pork, chicken served with mouth-watering side orders. Sweetwood Jerk Joint, open every day. Call 876-906-4854 or come to 78 Knoxville Boulevard in Kingston in a secured environment, across from Emancipation Park. All COVID-19 protocols observed. Sweetwood Jerk Joint, the home of Jamaican jerk. There's a retirement crisis in Jamaica, with only approximately 10% of the working population saving towards retirement. Many people do not participate in a formal pension plan, such as contract workers and the self-employed, and some are not eligible for a government pension. Every member of the workforce has the opportunity to participate in a pension plan and secure a monthly income for their retirement. Join Real Business every Monday at 9:30 a.m. for an informative discussion with Peter Rose Hall, Managing Director of BPM Financial, discussing the importance of retirement planning and the solutions to move Jamaica out of this crisis. Retirement wealth creation is brought to you by BPM Financial Limited, taking you higher.
Get anywhere with any vibes on me. They're on a level where them just can't reach, and them heart go with me. Some things can't teach. Time to be Jamaican, the beauty of the nation. All my worries fade away. Lord, the all of mine, no boss, it's hard to put no attention. I love it all, the blessings at the end of every day. So when a nice like God.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Now, in the midst of all the celebrations and the happenings and people having to get on with their lives and take care of their affairs, etc., there are Jamaicans in the diaspora who continue to raise funds in the name of Jamaicans here at home. Not least among them is Dr. Trevor Dixon and his team from Jaja Foundation, Jamaicans Abroad helping Jamaicans at home. They have their big boat cruise happening this weekend on Saturday, in fact, that's tomorrow. And they appreciate the support so far. But if the organization is to meet its target to be able to purchase the ambulance that it has set out to purchase, then they're going to need a little more support. Apart from acquiring the ambulance and outfitting it, they have to, there are other costs. There's the shipping costs and other costs as well. And so we are happy to provide a platform for Dr. Trevor Dixon, whose day job is that of an emergency medicine physician at Jacobi Medical Center in the Bronx in New York. But he seems to spend most of his time working for Jaja Foundation. Well, almost. Jamaicans abroad, helping Jamaicans at home. Dr. Dixon, how are you? Good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Dervan, and good afternoon to Jamaica and the whole diaspora. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you very much for joining us. Can you give us an idea of how people have been responding so far to the promotional material in cyberspace and elsewhere with respect to the Jaja Foundation Emancipendence Jamaica 60 boat cruise?
Well, as you know, it's a teamwork, two-hand clap and three-hand clap even more. So I'm here with Andy Roberts, our director, and of course Karen Shields from the other foundation. We're here, we're crunching the numbers. We're looking for a wonderful fundraising event. We have to stress that it's a summer cruise, yes, but it's more importantly it's a fundraising event. So you're partying with a purpose. So when you come on board, just so you're supporting a great cause, you're not just cruising, but you're cruising for a cause. And Karen Shields has a few things she wants to say to the folks out there.
Oh, by all means. Hello, Karen Shields. How are you?
I am great, thank you. And you?
I am fine, thanks. Good to hear your voice. By all means, tell us more.
Yes, so we are getting ready for tomorrow as we speak right now. We are here, all three of us together, just getting things all set for tomorrow to ensure that our attendees are well taken care of. We are ensuring that we're anticipating their needs and covering all our bases for tomorrow. But we are really looking forward to great support. It's not too late to, support us and make a donation, more importantly. So we're asking if you can't make it, to please make a donation, no matter how small it is. We will appreciate it. Because, as we say in Jamaica, every mickle makes a muckle.
Right, indeed. And remind us what we need to do. Those of us who are not yet on board for this summer cruise organized by Jaja Foundation, what do we need to know at this stage? If we're not yet on board, if we're still wavering and contemplating, why should we and what would we need to do at this stage to make sure we don't miss the boat?
Okay, well, you should participate because it's our worthy cause. We're trying to get an ambulance to Jamaica for our GEMS project, which is the Jamaica Emergency Medical Service pilot project in Negril. We've seen in the past couple of days numerous accidents on the road. Even this morning I read in the paper that out of that accident in St. Anne's, they have now confirmed that more persons have passed, condolences to the family. So this service is definitely needed. It will be for the community and a first responder service to respond to situations such as that, where persons are injured on the road or whatever.
And be a little more specific when you say it's for the community. Which community?
The pilot project is going to be based in Negril. Mm-hmm. So for the time being in Negril and Westmoreland and the surrounding areas.
Got you.
So that's the first pilot project. Hopefully, with the support of everyone, we can take it across the island, but we have to start somewhere. So we decided to start in Negril.
Mm-hmm. Good. And now for those who want to get on this Jaja Foundation celebrating Jamaica's Emancipendence, 60 years summer cruise, what do we need to do at this stage? Is it too late to get on board?
Well, we are watching the numbers, but we still can take a few more persons. So if your persons are still interested, it's very easy. They can just go on Eventbrite to the Jaja Foundation page and purchase their tickets. We also have ticket sellers spread across the Brooklyn, New Jersey, Connecticut, Bronx, and Westchester areas. We have ticket locations at Island Spice, at PT Just Jerk. So there's several ways, but I think right now probably the easiest thing to do is to just hop on Eventbrite and get your tickets. Tickets are only $150 for adults and $95 for children 12 years and under. It's an all-inclusive event, so dinner and an open premium bar is included, and the boat leaves out of Pier 40 in Manchester, 53 West Street in New York. So again, they can purchase their ticket on Eventbrite. It's all-inclusive entertainment, food and beverage, supporting a great cause.
And it's important that they don't turn up in Jamaica time, but they,
Oh yes, we board at 5:30.
yes.
We board at 5:30, and I have Andy here who wants to just say a quick word as well. He'll probably tell you more about the timing.
That's fine, no problem. Let's get Andy in the mix. Thank you very much, Karen Shields. Andy Roberts.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to everyone out there. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. And with a name like that, we're not going to put questions to you. We're going to deliver a couple of cricket balls in your direction. Since you have the name of the famous West Indies cricketer. But anyway, serious business. In terms of the logistics, what has it been like? Because surely, I know the organization has been around for quite a number of years. By now, you have seasoned volunteers who bring to the table their own talents and skill sets in order to minimize the cost of outsourcing certain personnel to do certain services, etc. What has that been like, pulling the planning process together, logistically speaking, considering that you all have day jobs?
Yes. Well, as I said, we have volunteers from New Jersey, New York, the Bronx, Connecticut, all over the areas who are supporting the cause. Even as far as Florida, you have a bunch of people coming in all the way from Florida just to support this wonderful cause. Logistic wise, we have been asking our volunteers to do different type of jobs, that they're more, trained in.
Yes.
So they come, people who have trucks to volunteer to come and bring stuff. People have been selling tickets all over the place, and they've been very wonderful in doing that. Also, raffle tickets. They've been selling raffle tickets just to boost the fundraising event.
Very good. And what can you tell us in terms of the where you are now in the execution process? This is like the eve of the event, isn't it? How are things going thus far? And what can party goers expect on this summer cruise?
Beautiful. So right now, Jamaican people are late responders.
Yeah.
So we're
last minute people.
Last minute people.
Mm-hmm.
So today's Friday evening, and I guarantee a lot of people are calling in now saying we're ready to get on board with this. Even tomorrow morning we still have late people running in because we're always late. But on this boat we'll be having lots of fun and games. We have domino, ludi, draft game. We'll have a lot of festival songs, and people will be coming out in their Jamaican colors to celebrate the independence as well.
Who's going to be providing the music on board?
Oh, the music on board will be provided by Ricky Genius.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen her? And Natural Vibes, and DJ Alva.
I see.
Will be entertaining us for this cruise.
And I would imagine by now your DJs have the winning festival song for Jamaica 60, right?
Most definitely. These guys are on the ball, and they're top of the line DJs that we've had working with us for the past couple of years.
Excellent. And so, well, we hope we didn't trespass too much on your time in terms of what you wanted to say. Have you covered all you wanted to cover just now, or do you have more?
No, man, we're good. We just want to thank the people for who's been volunteering their time and effort. You know, we want to make sure we thank them. And whoever is on the fence right now, just come on out, and join us on this boat ride so we can get these ambulance to Jamaica ASAP.
Excellent. Well done to you and to Karen Shields. All the very best. Let's just have another word, a final word with Dr. Trevor Dixon. Thanks a lot, Andy Roberts.
I want to thank Power 106 for being a constant supporter, and Dervan Malcolm and the whole team for being a supporter of what the Judge Foundation does. We've done great things in Jamaica, but we couldn't have done it by our partnerships. As you say, Dervan, we do the heavy lifting, and you just get the word out there for us. So we appreciate all that you do for us.
Well, it's a pleasure. And just before we go, once Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica and New Yorkers and everybody else in general turn out in their numbers to support this Jaja Foundation Emancipendence Summer Cruise fundraiser, it would put you in a strong position. Just give our listeners and those who are wavering an idea of the difference that their contribution will make once they you have done all the post event analyses and paperwork, etc. If you meet your target, assuming you meet your target, how soon before you move to the next stage in terms of procuring the ambulance and getting it to Jamaica, etc.? What's the plan thereafter?
Well, this is one of two events that we're going to have to meet, and we should certainly meet our goals if the people will come out now and support us. This is one of two events. We have this event here, and then we have the gala in November. And I'm sure by the gala in November, we would be in a position we would have purchased one ambulance, and I'm going to ask no one support us. If we can't buy that ambulance after the gala, then don't ask what does the foundation be doing with all this money it's collecting for fundraising, because we will have an ambulance, okay?
Yes.
Of course, we're going to rely on everyone down there, the customs, the different various agencies that will allow us as a 501(c)(3). I'm a registered charity in Jamaica, so we will see how this process is, trying to get this ambulance into Jamaica, into the Westmoreland/Nicorette area, to serve those people, those working people, in Negril. People here in Negril, they think it's just vacation and it's just free weekend. But there are people who are working hard out there, some of them just barely making a living, and when they get injured, where can they go? Who's going to pick them up and take them to the hospital? When they have chest pain or shortness of breath, it's not just accidents. Who can they call on to take them if they don't have any money? And we're trying to change the paradigm in Jamaica, and we say, yes, we can do better than that. We know there's a lot of money in Jamaica, but how the money is distributed is always a question, and we're trying to change that paradigm and do our part as a foundation here in the United States. Jamaicans abroad helping Jamaicans at home, the Jaja Foundation. That's what we believe in.
Well done. Well said. Thank you very much, Dr. Dixon, and safe sailing to you and all those who will be playing their part in ensuring a successful summer cruise for the work of Jaja Foundation. All the best.
Thank you, and we love Jamaica, and happy Emancipendence, happy independence of Jamaica. One love.
Amen. Thank you, Dr. Trevor Dixon, founder of Jaja Foundation.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:16 on Power 106.
Contractors and developers, Coast to Coast Quarries is having a 20% discount sale on cash purchases on all size stones. We specialize in washed sand and stones of all sizes.
Got it?
And for all your concrete needs, including blocks and marl dust, look no further. Coast to Coast Quarries, Albion, Yala, St. Thomas. Call 706-3230. Take advantage of this super deal.
There's a retirement crisis in Jamaica, with only approximately 10% of the working population saving towards retirement. Many people do not participate in a formal pension plan, such as contract workers Some are not eligible for a government pension. Every member of the workforce has the opportunity to participate in a pension plan and secure a monthly income for their retirement. Join Real Business every Monday at 9:30 a.m. for an informative discussion with Peter Rose Hall, Managing Director of BPM Financial, discussing the importance of retirement planning and the solutions to move Jamaica out of this crisis. Retirement Wealth Creation is brought to you by BPM Financial Limited, taking you higher.
Good afternoon once again to Alexandra Taylor. We usually refer to her as Alexander, but her real name is Alexandra. But she has used Alexander over the years. Welcome home once again, Alexandra Taylor. Good afternoon to you. She's telling her dear friend Miss Tiny good afternoon as well. Michael A. Dunkley, welcome. Valerie Rochester in Atlanta, Georgia. Good afternoon to you, and it gives us an opportunity in saying good afternoon to you to remind the Jamaicans in Atlanta, Georgia, of the Independence Ball coming up on the 13th. The 13th, the association itself is 60 years. Let me see. They're celebrating 45 years abroad, 60 years a yard. And in the form of this annual Independence Ball and Scholarship Awards, scheduled for Saturday, the 13th of August at 6 o'clock in the evening. It will run to about 1 o'clock the following morning at the Atlanta Airport Marriott Gateway Hotel. That's at 2020 Convention Center Concourse, Atlanta, Georgia, featuring the likes of Oliver Mayer, Jamaica's Consul General based in Miami, Florida. He's a special guest. He has responsibility for 13 states. Lisa Hanna, MP, Shadow Minister, Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, keynote speaker, will be on board as well. So too, Sharon Lawson of Fox 5 Atlanta. She'll be a co-MC alongside Dr. Chris Parker. And guess which band will be playing? Fab Five, the Fabulous Five. And that takes place in Atlanta, Georgia, Saturday, the 13th of August, from 6 in the evening until 1 the following morning. It's an Independence Ball and a Scholarship Awards. It's a collaborative effort, the Atlanta Jamaican Association Incorporated, in collaboration with AJ Cultural and Educational Fund, Inc. There you go. Another opportunity to have some more fun. Valerie Rochester, I'm sure you will be there. And we wish you all the best. And let's come back home for a moment because the celebrations are happening ayard and abroad. And so we are coming back home right now to hear about an event, not for the first time. It's not new. It's not a new event as far as we are aware. It perhaps, like so many other events, had to take a break because of COVID-19. Well, guess what? Sligoville Heritage Foundation, under the patronage of Natalie Nita Garvey, MP, will be staging Emancifest. Emancifest. It's a 2-day celebration, apparently. Let's get more from the patron herself and Member of Parliament, Mrs. Natalie Nita Garvey. Good afternoon to you. How are you?
Hi, Dervan. I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Good to talk with you again after such a long layoff.
It's been a little while.
Right. Remind us of the genesis of this event, please, Mrs. Nita Garvey.
The Sligoville is the first tree village, as you are aware, and as such, we have been celebrating this rich cultural heritage on Emancipation Day every year. We've been doing this now for 15 years in this format.
My goodness, it's been that long? Jeez.
Yeah, this is the 15th edition.
Whoa.
It really has been for as long as I've been Member of Parliament.
Mm-hmm.
So There
Yeah.
used to be a celebration prior to my becoming MP,
Yeah.
but then once I got there, we kind of partnered with the Heritage Foundation and just made it a bigger and more sustainable event.
Yes. So,
Um,
so for sorry, go
go
ahead.
ahead, go ahead.
Now, I was
Go
going
ahead.
to ask for those of us who have never been to Emanci Fest and therefore don't have the experience of what usually happens and how it happens. Can you bring them into the loop, please?
Absolutely. The match says 2 days, July 31st. We come in 10 o'clock in the morning, Kiddies Village. We have cricket in the 2020 format. We will have rides of all kinds for the kids. We'll also have rides for the adults. So donkey rides, we'll have the mechanical bull, we'll have games and prizes. We also have netball going. During the day, we have a music concert with a mentor band. We have the Dinky Mini and the other traditional folk forms, as you know it, done by festival awardees who have done exceptionally well and who have come to Cyberville to celebrate with us. And in the evening, we will have a church service, and then we go into a major gospel concert with Kevin Downswell, Sister Pat, Terry Fields, Jodian Pantry, and so much more, including local acts and local churches which will perform as well. On August 1, which is Monday,
Mm-hmm.
commence with football, netball. We have this year we're featuring as a nation the country Ethiopia. We did Nigeria in 2019. We're back. We're doing Ethiopia this year. So the red, green, and gold will be all over the stadium. We'll also be partnering with the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. So the priest will be there to give his blessings as well. In addition to the fact that we will have a display booth featuring all that is wonderful about Ethiopia. You can get a tour through that booth and we'll be running videos all day about Ethiopia. Thanks to the kind donation of the Consul General from Ethiopia to Jamaica as well. So throughout the day, we'll infuse bits and pieces of the Ethiopian culture into the festival. We have a celebrity cook-off, which will.
Oh, really? Who'll be cooking?
Well, we have Dr. Alfred Dawes. I don't know if he can cook, but he's going to come and try a thing.
Yes.
We have persons like Ambassador Luna Sambo, head of the JFF, Sir Michael Ricketson, others and many others who will come to show off their skills, MP Julian Robinson and so on.
I see. Clearly, what is it that you're not eligible or?
No, I'm not eligible at all.
Okay. And that doesn't mean that you cannot cook. I'm sure you can.
No, I'm a great cook.
There you go.
Fabulous cook.
All right.
We thank Grace Kennedy and we
Yes.
thank IGL for sponsoring the celebrity cook-off. But we also have 2 days of health fair. We're asking all the parents to send the children out to have their free medical exams.
Oh, yes.
Back to school, yes.
Yo, that is so critical because invariably I've seen some children and they really need attention.
Absolutely.
You know, they need to see the dentist. They need to check their hearing. They need to test their eyes. Yes.
And we're doing cholesterol tests and blood tests and blood sugar.
That's excellent.
etc. And we thank NHF.
National Health Fund.
The National Health Fund for their partnership in that regard over those 2 days. We have a mentor band. To get back to understanding where we're coming from, and a lot of our children are not able to identify with what is truly Jamaican, and we want to bring them back to that. We have food all day. Everything is free except the food and the drink. So we have everything free. So when children come to the stadium, you're able to ride all day.
Wow.
Free of cost.
They're going to have the time of their lives. These children. Yes.
And the adults will too, because at night we have a reggae concert. And we'll have people like Louis Culture, we have Sugar, we have Sanchez, we have Sizzler, and so much more. So we're going to be having a fabulous time, and we expect everybody to come out to this free event, which is held every year in celebration of Cyberville's rich heritage.
And you can host this free event, no doubt, due to volunteerism and support from sponsors. You've already mentioned IGL and Grace for the cook-off. Would you care to share with us the other sponsors who are on board? After all, they are making a difference in the lives of the people of the community. Yes.
Absolutely. So we want to give special commendations and thank you to Great Ideal NHS. We want to thank SEPROD. We want to thank the Ministry of Culture. We want to thank the Ministry of Tourism. We also want to thank Brilliant Nephew, the CDF, Constituency Development Fund, and a number of others who have made this possible and continue through to us, and a number of others who continue to support us annually to make
Yes.
this possible.
Mhm. And so now the 2 days of celebrations, July 31st and August 1st, and you say on day one, gates essentially open when it's at your stadium. Is that
At
the
the
same place?
Cyberville Stadium, I
Mhm.
also want to mention Burger King as well. I don't want to forget them because they're always on board with us. Yes.
Good, good. Well
It's at
done,
the
Burger
stadium,
King.
yes,
Sorry, go
at the
ahead.
stadium,
Mhm.
at the stadium at Cyberville. So
Mhm.
we're able to, we have a capacity. So each year we see about 25,000 people coming in
Wow.
over the 2 days. So it
Mhm.
really is a fantastic event. I mean, not everybody's going to be able to go to Garden Gala, not everybody's, but this
Yes.
is a free community event in St. Catherine, right up in the hills. And we're next door to the police station, so
Mhm.
the security is tight.
Mhm.
And we're across the road from the health center, and we have doctors on board, nurses on board. So we have really and truly put together an event which will be family friendly
Mhm.
and exciting and just clean fun.
And I would imagine you're going to throw in some goodies, maybe some prizes and so on, and surprises.
Absolutely. Throughout the day, we will be doing that because we have games, we have donkey rides, thanks to the people coming in from Clarendon with the lovely donkeys.
Oh yes, is
Uh,
you're the ones who normally dress up not you personally, but the event
well,
with the dressing up
we
of the
do.
donkey.
That happens a lot, but in this case, we do it at Sliderville as well.
Okay,
So,
that should be hilarious.
yeah, it's gonna be two fun filled days, and we're
Yes,
inviting persons not just to come and have fun, but to learn a little bit more about our culture, and
yes.
learn a little bit more about our heritage and our history.
Jamaica's
Um,
first free village.
First free village, and we don't want anyone to forget it.
Mm-hmm.
Let alone the people of Sliderville and the
Yes.
younger people in Sliderville. So at midnight on the 31st, we do light a bonfire, and we
Oh, you
do
will? Okay, hold a
have.
moment. Don't move. One moment, please. Let's take the break and come back, listeners. Our guest is Mrs. Natalie Nita Garvey. She's the Member of Parliament for North Central St. Catherine and the patron of Emanci Fest. More in a moment.
Protecting Jamaica's borders from illicit imports and exports is a key priority for the Jamaica Customs Agency. The JCA will remain vigilant and resolute in effectively fulfilling this mandate. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
3:30. It's time to save at May's Towels and Bathroom Supplies on paints, bathroom basins, bathtubs, faucets, and everything you need to enhance your home. May's Towels and Bathroom Supplies. Shop 1 to 4 James Avenue, Ocho Rios. Call 876-974-6972. Personalized customer service is our mission. It's the 2022 Denby Agricultural, Industrial, and Food Show, and Power 106 FM is in the mix with comprehensive team coverage all 3 days, July 30, 31, and August 1. Join us as we explore the wonderful world of agriculture. We will bring you all the news, views, and excitement from the Denby Agricultural, Industrial, and Food Show at the Denby Showground in Maypan, Clarendon. Power 106 FM's coverage of Denby 2022 is brought to you by SCJ Holdings, Sugar Industry Authority, College of Agriculture Science and Education, H&L Agro, Rural Agricultural Development Authority Act, National Irrigation Commission, Egg Farmers Association, Jamaica 4-H Clubs, Nutramix, Jamaica Agriculture Society, Caribbean Chemicals, Sapper Group, Alternative Power Sources, Road Safety Unit, Rural Agricultural Development Authority Act St. Anne, St. Jago Farm Supplies, Isratech Jamaica Limited, Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, Shagor Aggregates Limited, Jamaica Customs Agency, and the Jamaica Pig Farmers Association.
And if you're proud of your place, what's a dance? If a Jamaica, you make what's a dance?
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. We're live on YouTube, on the Dervan Malcolm YouTube channel, live on Facebook Live, on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page. Online, we have the Member of Parliament for North Central St. Catherine, who is also the patron of the 15th staging. Can you believe it? 15th staging of Emanci Fest. And it's happening at the Sligoville Stadium. Lots of fun and excitement. Cook-off competitions, sporting competitions, cricket, kiddies village, the whole works, and a big show with some big names. Talk about Sanchez, Louis Culture, Sizzler, etc. And of course, on the gospel side, there's Kevin Downswell, Sister Pat, Jody and Pantry, Kerry Sales. It's going to be quite something. Sorry, we did have to take the break. Mrs. Nita Garvey, please go ahead and pick up from where you left off before the break.
Right. I think I was telling you about the eve of Emancipation.
Right.
The 34th.
Mhm.
31st.
Yes.
And I was mentioning to you that at midnight we do light about the proclamation of emancipation is read, where everyone just recognizes what the former slaves would have gone through.
Yes.
And how jubilant they must have been to have finally gotten freedom.
Yeah.
On the first though, I also want to mention that a special scholarship will be named His Imperial Majesty's Haile Selassie.
Mhm.
That presentation we made to a student who is doing education at the tertiary level. For many persons who didn't know, Haile Selassie did his first and second degrees in education. And so we are going to mark that with a scholarship in his name, and that will be presented by Sizzler Kalanchi himself. So it really is going to be 2 days of education and entertainment. We're hoping that everyone will come to Sligoville and just have a fabulous time. And weather is cool, very cool.
Yes. I felt
cool.
that before.
Very cool. So don't underestimate the time of the year. In Sligoville, it is always cool.
Yeah, so you may or may not choose to walk with a light jacket, perhaps.
Perhaps.
Yes. Okay.
But we'll have a great time.
I'm sure you will. Thank you very much for sharing this information with us here on Both Sides of the story of Emanci Fest, the 15th staging, happening over 2 days, July 31st and August 1st at the Sligoville Stadium. We're sure it's going to go very well. Congratulations to you for keeping it going, along with your team of partners and community workers, and we wish you all the success that
I want to thank them. So
yes.
that team of volunteers
Yes.
who go out of their way every year. Some of them taking time off from their regular 9-to-5 job just to make this happen because they believe in the importance of the preservation of the culture. So I want to thank them publicly once again for their hard work.
We join you in conveying congratulations to them as well and gratitude. Well done. Thank you so much, Mrs. Nita Garvey. All things being well, we'll catch up with you another time.
All right.
But not as long as the last time. We'd hope we don't have to wait that long again to talk. All the best.
No, absolutely. Thank you, Dervan.
You're welcome. Same to you. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, on Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. We just wrapped our conversation with the Member of Parliament for North Central St. Catherine, Mrs. Natalie Nita Garvey, on the subject of the 15th staging of Emanci Fest in Sligoville. It's a collaborative effort, the Sligoville Heritage Foundation, and it's under the patronage of the Member of Parliament for North Central St. Catherine, Mrs. Natalie Nita Garvey. Let's keep it going here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. And let's see, what do we have here? Ricardo of St. Catherine. Good afternoon to you. He says, good afternoon, Dervan, Malcolm, and have a safe weekend. Same to you too, Ricardo. All the very best. And he's sending shout outs to all listeners across the world. Pastor Evangelist Sandra Fraser. Good afternoon to you, Pastor Evangelist Sandra Fraser. Doreen Johnston, welcome. Andrew Lyons. Andrew Lyons has a picture of the late, great Wilmot Muddy Perkins as his display pic. Andrew Lyons says, good evening, good afternoon, Andrew Lyons. He says, Mr. Malcolm, it's time the Jamaican people rise up against the politicians and the so-called human rights for the part they play in crime against the Jamaican people. And you and I and the Jamaican people know there is evidence. Well, where there is evidence, we must bring it forward to the relevant agency, authority, etc., so that the necessary action can be taken. How about that? As opposed to just knowing that something happened but not doing anything about it. We have to take responsibility and play our part as citizens. This is what civics is about. That's why people talk about civics all the time, and why don't we have civics in schools anymore, and so on and so forth. We must learn about our responsibility. Here's June in Oslo, Norway. I wonder, what time is it in Norway right now, Lady June? Good afternoon to you. How are you?
Good evening, good evening. I'm going to look at the time.
So here in Jamaica, it's 21 minutes to 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's 10 to 11.
11 in the night.
21 minutes to 11.
21 minutes to 11 o'clock in the night in Oslo, Norway.
Yes. You start 9 o'clock in the evening and finish 12.
I see. Now I know. So we really keep you up at nights in Norway then, don't we?
Yeah, I'm in bed, go sleep. In the evening, I may wake up and listen to you, and when you finish 12 o'clock, I go sleep again and wait to pass.
I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
My two favorite shows, I love them both. And the two, what is so nice, the two, you have two different shows. The things I can talk about and pass and make fun with, I don't do it with you because I know it's not the same show. It's not the same show.
Yes, indeed.
Okay?
Yes.
To fit in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely. We have to learn to adjust. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So me they all listen no man, me they all laugh when you say Jamaican time. You want me give a joke, even my children them.
Yeah.
If me I go make dinner for 4 o'clock, me tell them say at 3 o'clock to make sure they come 4.
So who they caught Jamaica time from now? You or their father?
No, sir. At Jamaica time, me always at Jamaica time, I soon come. I soon come, I can tomorrow, I can next week, and I can next year. So me have all these little fun with the children, them, to be honest.
And you know, soon come is like what my late mother would call a hollow. People who love to give you a hollow. So they just tell you something for the sake of telling you something, like soon come.
Yeah, so when me hear you and your people, let me laugh.
Yes.
But you know what I react to that, man? I will leave that for the last. So me looking forward now to my party too.
Yes.
I will go party the 6th, but we have to go have party to Independence Party. We have to go have party 2 times because most of the people them is on holiday.
Oh.
Because a lot of the Jamaicans now are in Jamaica now, you know, they are confident, independent, or risk with me.
Yes, I realize there are a lot of Jamaicans who are home. I can tell, you know that they're here. You can see them, you can hear them, you can see them from afar actually. You just know that there are Jamaicans who are home for the holidays.
A lot of them, I'm glad they did it to you know that one because
Yes.
I look forward to them get Jamaica flag and me Jamaica colors them. Because me can't get them to buy here in Norway, me have to go England.
Oh.
When me go England, yeah, me shopping, you can't get these things.
Mm-hmm.
So when they not Jamaica, now me glad because me I look for present.
You just tell them to make sure they bring back something for you.
Yeah, man, some people glad they get the colors.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I mean, I talk so much because let me tell you when me think about a little bit.
Yes.
It's festival sound.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe that people say that she win because she's a woman.
Yes, there are people who have been saying that. Yes, because she was the only woman in the contest. Mm.
I think it's disgusting.
Yes.
But I want to tell you something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sorry that I say these things. I mean, no one nobody curse me. I think it's time for Jamaican men give a little more respect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your position is quite clear. Yes.
We need more respect than we get. Mm-hmm. And the thing about it, you know, we're gonna make them more and more jealous, you know, because women are doing better than the guys all over the world, you know. Anyway, you know, I say anything more about that, me I'll leave it there.
All right.
Let me tell you about two organization where we are in Norway, with Jamaica organization.
How active is that group?
Since the COVID, it wasn't that active. It's very active.
That's good to know.
Somehow we have party all the time, independence party, summer party, because all the members, you know, we pay with members fee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every year and things like that. And we are very popular in Norway because even when the Bristol game, the Diamond League and all these Jamaican come again, we get special price, you know.
Oh, really? Special price for Jamaicans?
We ticket mark Jamaican money.
Oh.
And then we here, yeah. When them put weed, and they usually put weed, the Ethiopian, Kenya, and Jamaican beside one another because the colors them so bright and lovely.
Oh, nice.
So we are very popular here. And we started, and you know, one of the reasons why we started, we is very, very far away from Jamaica. Mm-hmm. I know what if you come to Jamaica from now,
I know, I checked it the other day, remember? Some serious money.
Yeah, all over the runners. And that means to say if you come down there and you don't have family for stay there, you have to go stay at hotel and all these kind of things. You need transport and all these things. They tell you can nearly make one little house for just the price for come and go.
Yes.
Okay, make we leave that.
Yeah, so you can start saving so that I can come to Norway. Just start saving.
Oh, I tell you already, man. So, you know, say you're my lover boy.
Hold on, we might have to leave it here. Hold on. We need to break. We need to take a break. Hold on.
Listen to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:45. Tune in to Power 106 FM for Milestones in Nationhood, short features that examine 60 significant milestones in Jamaica's history and development as Jamaica celebrates 60 years of independence, from pre-independence to political independence and the formation of the Jamaican society and people. It all comes together in Milestones in Nationhood, weekdays 12:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. It's the 2022 Denby Agricultural, Industrial, and Food Show, and Power 106 FM is in the mix with comprehensive team coverage all 3 days, July 30, 31, and August 1. Join us as we explore the wonderful world of agriculture. We will bring you all the news, views, and excitement from the Denby Agricultural, Industrial, and Food Show at the Denby Showground in Maypen, Clarendon. Power 106 FM's coverage of Denby 2022 is brought to you by SCJ Holdings, Sugar Industry Authority, College of Agriculture, Science and Education, H&L Agro, Rural Agricultural Development Authority Act, National Irrigation Commission, Egg Farmers Association, Jamaica 4-H Clubs, Nutramix, Jamaica Agriculture Society, Caribbean Chemicals, Sapper Group, Alternative Power Sources, Road Safety Unit, Rural Agricultural Development Authority Act St. Anne, St. Jago Farm Supplies, Intertech Jamaica Limited, Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, Shagor Aggregates Limited, Jamaica Customs Agency, and the Jamaica Pig Farmers Association.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Good afternoon to Cherry Henry. She says, have a blessed weekend, Mr. Dervan and listeners. To you too, Cherry Henry. Jamaican View says, good Friday afternoon, Dervan and everyone tuning in. And he goes on to say, best wishes to Sandra Davison, St. Catherine High School's representative on Jamaica's team to the Under-20 World Track and Field Championships. He will compete in the 100 meter event, as well as the 200 and the relays. And Jamaican View says, wishing much success to Jamaica's team to the Commonwealth Games. Alvin Daly says, Brother Dervan, good afternoon to you and the boat side. I think you mean both, right? The both side. I think I like both side though. Side of the boat, right? B-O-A-T. Anyway, Alvin Daly is saying, Brother Dervan, good afternoon to you and the both sides family. The Paul Miles of the eponymous Paul Miles Foundation is also on board. Welcome, Paul Miles. Thank you very much for joining us. Let's go to the phone lines once again. June in Oslo, Norway, still with us. Yes, Miss June.
Yes, Dervan.
Yes.
Let me tell you, this is no talking, this is reality.
Yes.
When Jamaica come to Norway, it doesn't matter who them is, we know that they are coming, they are welcome. It was 2 years ago, time runs so fast, we don't even know. But just now, 2 years ago, a year ago, Jamaican foreign minister, and when she come now, everybody said then they think I want black lady. When she come a white lady. She's
Jamaican.
And the children, them, hello?
I'm saying she's Jamaican.
Yes, I know, but she was a white lady when she come, so that was, hey, anyway, we leave that. So my daughter, them, some of them meet her and they have nice time together, they go to a hotel and blah, 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 leave that there. Ocean board come to Norway, the same thing. They meet him, oh Lord, can't say these things. Every Jamaican come to Norway and we know them are coming, no matter who them is. We are round them up and we are find them.
Good.
Okay, let me leave that there now.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for the call. Always refreshing to hear from you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM. That's June in Norway, connecting with us from Oslo, Norway. And she tells us there are other Jamaicans who live in Norway who are now in Jamaica for the Emancipendence period. Everybody, please be safe. Please be safe. Satamasagana Rastafari says, greetings, Rast Dervan. I hoping you understand that when I say Ras, it is Amharic, meaning Mr. One Love. Indeed. Now, I was just remembering a TV series I was auditioning for, and I was supposed to be a football star in that series. And there was this Rastaman in the series. And I remembered his lines. I think he said, understanding is a mystic thing. Sometimes people really understand, but don't know how to manifest their understanding. When you think them understand, them not really understand that you understand that them don't understand. Right. Anyway, that just came to my mind a while. Right. Some years ago in a TV series. And let's see who else is online messaging us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5. 876-922-4112 to 5. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. And let's see what we have here. Let's go to WhatsApp and clear these many messages on that platform. All right, here we go. The screen magically changing on its own, and so we have to wait on it a bit. All right, here we go. Let's clear these messages. Oh yes, we started David Crossburn's message, but we didn't get to finish reading the message, and we will do that right now. So he says, hello, Dervan. Greetings to you and all your listeners. May the God of peace be our portion. Kindly pardon this long message. However, the need to cover most of the points prevailed. Please include a visit to the Sugar Pavilion at Denby during the show. President L.B. Johnson, that's Lyndon B. Johnson's exhortation at Jamaica's 1962 independence celebration, along with a 2022 visit to his library in Texas, is used to prepare a Jamaica 60 memorabilia. Hence, kindly comment and help me fill in the blanks on Jamaica-Texas relationship. Kind regards, David. It is in the book. There are 2 books or 2 editions of the story of Kingston, 2 books on the city of Kingston. One of them is an updated version of the previous publication. And in the updated version, the full story of the impact of Texas, etc. So we hear of the Cordova brothers, Jacob. What's the other one? Jacob and trying to remember the name of the other, but Jacob and his brother, the Cordovas, they were instrumental in founding the Gleaner Company. I believe that was September 13 in 18, what year was that again? 1834. I think it was the 13th of September, 1834. And they were also instrumental in the development of Waco in Texas, Jamaicans, instrumental in the development of Waco, Texas. There's apart from the Cordova brothers, we also had what's the name of the others now? So we had Jacob and his brother, the Cordovas. In Jamaica, some people say the Cordova, but it's the Cordova. And the others were from the Dallas family. Robert Dallas, who settled in Jamaica, settled at a place called Boer Castle and renamed it Dallas Castle. The first time the place name was being, or such a name was being assigned to a place in the Western Hemisphere, I believe. And his son, Robert Dallas's son, Alexander J. Dallas, got involved in public life in the state of Texas, and essentially was one of the key creators of the map of Texas. They were involved in the development of Waco, Texas, as well. And the first map of Texas was developed by the Jamaican Alexander J. Dallas and one of his colleagues. And they were also instrumental in the marketing of Texas. They were traveling to the UK and elsewhere to popularize and to sell land in Texas, among other things. And so that's why there's a place in Texas called Dallas, named for the Dallas family. I'm not sure that pleases some people, so they try to play that down and to say something else, but it's the Dallas family. And you can Google David Crossburn. You can Google. The information is out there. But as I said, there's a book on the city of Kingston. But the second edition of that book, not the first edition, the second edition, the updated edition, has all the information you need on the story of the Dallas family and their influence in the United States, to the point where Alexander J. Dallas's son, Alexander Dallas served as Secretary of the Treasury of the United States of America, the second Caribbean man to do so. The first was the great Alexander Hamilton, who was from St. Kitts Nevis, who was America's first Secretary of the Treasury. He borrowed America's first loan, and guess what? It was paid back ahead of time. So the country didn't have any debt after that anyway. But he took out the first loan on behalf of the people of the United States, and it was paid back ahead of time. And so that history is contained in the book on the city of Kingston. You can check with the bookstores. They should still have them in print. So over to you, David Crossburn. Thank you very much for your message. Miss Pearl, before we get to Miss Pearl, I think we had Moralist first before Miss Pearl. Moralist says, good afternoon, Dervan. I'm here crocheting a skirt suit to wear to my sister's funeral. We're sorry to hear of the passing of your sister, Moralist. Please accept our sincerest condolences. More in a moment.
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4 o'clock.
Contractors and developers. Coast to Coast Quarries is having a 20% discount sale on cash purchases on all size stones. We specialize in washed sand and stones of all sizes. And for all your concrete needs, including blocks and marl dust, look no further. Coast to Coast Quarries, Albion, Yallis, St. Thomas. Call 706-3230. Take advantage.
Setters, we're back.
We have to talk in code because the
Fresh
mic is open.
faces, hot topics, and a whole new vibe. We're talking finance, dating, dancehall. You think it? We discuss it. You don't want to miss it. So join us Saturdays on Power 106 FM and 6:30 p.m. on TVJ. Gen Z, a show for the youths by the youths.
Welcome once again to Milestones in Nationhood. I look at 60 significant milestones in Jamaica's history and development as Jamaica celebrates 60 years of independence. On now to Chapter 4 of Part 2, the Independence March. Independence Conference of February 1962. Both the Jamaican and British delegations understood the moment that was the Jamaica Independence Conference, for it would be pivotal in launching Jamaica on its path to determine its own future as an independent nation. The sentiments were conveyed publicly at the conference by both delegation heads. First, by the Secretary of the Colonies of the United Kingdom, the Right Honorable Reginald Maudling.
The main task, gentlemen, therefore, which face us in the next few days, are to devise the final form of your Constitution, to discuss possible arrangements for running the common services which you share with other governments elsewhere in the Caribbean, and finally, to agree the date for your independence. I am hopeful that all these matters are ones on which we can reach swift and amicable agreement, so that before this year is out, the energetic people of Jamaica can emerge as an independent nation on the world stage.
There was also heartfelt sentiments on the moment that was the Jamaica Independence Conference from Jamaican Premier Norman Manley.
I find it a great moment of pride to come here today surrounded by men from both the great political parties of my country, jointly with them and with you, to determine the questions which this conference shall answer, in order that we may pass through the gate at the end of the road to our own independence as a nation.
After the opening to which the media was invited, it was time to shut the doors and get to work. The British Colonial Office report of the Jamaica Independence Conference, as well as Ministry Paper number 7 of 1962 in Jamaica's Parliament, titled Jamaica Independence Conference, London, 1962, both outlined the various socio-political on which independent Jamaica would be built. These platforms included the independence date for Jamaica, which was agreed to be the 6th of August, 1962. The Jamaican delegation also formally requested that upon achieving independence, Jamaica should be accepted as a member country of the Commonwealth. Other main features of the Constitution were also agreed upon. For example, the post of Governor General, the arms of government to include the legislature, the judiciary, and the executive. Provisions of Jamaica's Constitution as an independent nation would also include citizenship, fundamental rights and freedoms, and also the inheritance of international treaty rights and obligations to include Jamaica's membership in international organizations. It was also agreed upon at the Jamaica Independence Conference that there would be continuing discussions between the governments of the United Kingdom and Jamaica concerning financial, economic, and defense matters. These agreements culminated into a document signed on the 9th day of February 1962 by both delegations. Both Manley and Bustamante then returned to Jamaica to continue to ready the nation for Independence Day. We'll look at preparations heading into August 6, 1962 in Chapter 5 of Part 2, The Independence March, in Milestones in Nationhood. Audio content featured was provided by the National Library of Jamaica. I'm Jesse Blake.
Time to be Jamaican, the beauty of the nation. All our worries fade away. Oh, the God my bossy, but we know that I love we count the blessings at the end of every day. No one nice like God, no one nice like God. When time is here, when time on, oh, let's trip when we take our body. Not nice like God, no one nice like God. And if you're proud of your place, what's a dance? If a Jamaica, you make what's a dance? No one nice like God, no one nice like God. When time is here, when time out, oh, let's trip go and take our blood. Not nice like God, no one nice like God. And if you're proud of your place, what's a dance? If a Jamaica, you make what's a dance?
Ahora es en español, son las 4:06. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4h06. Science, TDN le. CDN Leo Fen. Of course, that was 4:06. It's now 7 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Checking in with more on your program, both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. Hello, Sharon Richards in Savannah Lamar, Westmoreland. Good to see you online. Thank you very much for joining us. And to get back to the story from the message from Moralist, she says, "Good afternoon, Brother Dervan. I'm here crocheting a skirt suit to wear to my sister's funeral. My oldest sister of 15 children died. I am 61, so you imagine you imagine it's she was of a good old age. Blessed. I am the 13th. The next stop and go." Okay. Again, condolences, Moralist. Thanks for sharing, nonetheless. Miss Pearl says, "Sir D, human error, really? They are foolish, disobedient, plain stupid, Sir D. Up to this week on the Duns River Road, I have to drive off the road going in the bush to save my life, especially these taxi drivers. Sir, I have to do this lots of times, especially when they're smoking weed. I speak only because I have spoken to a few. Some nice, some not so nice, saying, say government free it up. May God help us. Have a great weekend, sir." Thank you for your message, Miss Pearl. Yes, indeed. Ever since the decriminalization of certain quantities, uh, mostly are males, and there are females too, but mostly from what we have, the information we have gleaned, mostly, and what we have seen and experienced, mostly the males, they don't feel accomplished until or unless, some of them, not all of them, a lot of them don't feel accomplished unless there is a spliff in the corner of the mouth. Yeah, that's the image. This message says, "Mr. Malcolm, thank you for your timely reminder on safety. I only hope our road users are taking heed. Drivers of public service vehicles should consider their customers like eggs to avoid incidents and save our health service money and other resources. Happy and safe holiday weekend. Stay safe all. Blessings, MH, Albion, St. Thomas." Thank you very much, MH in Albion, St. Thomas, for your message. Thank you for your message. MH, Albion, St. Thomas. Words of advice, sound words of advice there. Thank you very much. Also messaging us, Patriotic Jamaican in New York says, "Mr. Malcolm, at the risk of sounding like a stick in the mud and getting lambasted by my fellow Jamaicans, I must say I'm disappointed with the choice of festival songs. This song is not befitting the festival spirit. To me, the festival song should be lively, uplifting, with witty, catchy lyrics, accompanied by melodious, rhythmic dance music. This song sounds more like a song fit for nine night at a wake. Ironically, to me, all the other songs seem to fit the bill. This is the only exception. I'm really curious as to what the judges were thinking. Disappointing," says Patriotic Jamaican in New York. Well, you'll never get 100% acceptance of recordings in a competition of this nature. You will always have different people will have different positions and different views on the recordings. That's just a fact of life. It is what it is. There is a competition. Rules were laid out, and the contestants had to abide by the rules and regulations, and subjected themselves to a judging process and a voting process. And here's the outcome. Let the debates begin. Clifford says, "Hi, Dervan. Did you get my text that I sent about my being 2 days older than Bob Marley and his taking Grub Cooper, his brother Conroy Cooper, to see Eddie Seaga at Chocomore Lawn to start a band called Victors? I did not go back too much. I did not go back. Too much politics was involved. I played a little music in Canada, but spend my time working, and I'm now getting a good Canadian pension in comparison to those who did not. Take care." Thank you for sharing your story, Clifford. Thank you for sharing your story. All the very best. Let's move on. Your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Congratulations to Homer Morgan. We know him well. He has received an award. It looks like the JTA Golden Torch Award for 38 years of dedicated service to education. Well done, Homer Morgan, a teacher at Pembroke Hall Primary School and a past student of Calabar High School. Dinah McIntyre Pike, good afternoon to you. She says, so she has shared with us, she says, "We would appreciate your support to share this with your listeners today. If you wish to call me, I'm available," she says. "Could you please share?" And this is from Dinah McIntyre Pike. What's happening? The Manchester Parish Library, in association with Arts, OPO, and Valerie C. Dixon, inviting all of us to a Zoom session, Reigniting a Nation for Greatness, commemorating Jamaica 60. Guest speaker, Mrs. Valerie C. Dixon, introducing her new book, Too Black to Succeed. And for those who are still asking for the FinSAC Commission of Inquiry and the information coming out of that inquiry, this book could give you more than just a little information. You should check it out. More in a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:15.
Hi, I'm Chris Scofton, Minister of Health and Wellness. July is Healthcare Workers Appreciation Month, and I want to salute all our healthcare workers for their work, especially during the heights of the COVID-19 pandemic. You are the vanguards of our health, and I have experienced firsthand your commitment, service, and sacrifice. Thank you for all that you do. On behalf of the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the government, and the people of Jamaica, enjoy your special month. God bless.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Gen Zers, we're back. Gen Z returns with a new look, fresh faces, hot topics, and a whole new vibe. We're talking finance, dating, dancehall. You think it? We discuss it. You don't want to miss it. So join us Saturdays at 10 a.m. on Power 106 FM and 6:30 p.m. on TVJ. Gen Z, a show for the youths, by the youths.
It's the 2022 Denby Agricultural, Industrial and Food Show, and Power 106 FM is in the mix with comprehensive team coverage all 3 days, July 30, 31, and August 1. Join us as we explore the wonderful world of agriculture. We will bring you all the news, views, and excitement from the Denby Agricultural, Industrial and Food Show at the Denby Showground in Maypen, Clarendon. Power 106 FM's coverage of Denby 2022 is brought to you by SCJ Holdings, Sugar Industry Authority, College of Agriculture Science and Education, H&L Agro, Rural Agricultural Development Authority Act, National Irrigation Commission, Egg Farmers Association, Jamaica 4-H Clubs, Nutramix, Jamaica Agriculture Society, Caribbean Chemicals, Sapper Group, Alternative Power Sources, Road Safety Unit, Rural Agricultural Development Authority Act St. Anne, St. Jago Farm Supplies, Intertech Jamaica Limited, Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, Shagor Aggregates Limited, Jamaica Customs Agency, and the Jamaica Pig Farmers Association.
It's good that more Jamaicans are writing. Very good. Telling their stories. David Crossburn has shared with us uh, a promotional picture of his book, Journey of the Jamaica Sugarcane Industry. I look forward to getting a copy of this book. It's coming soon, and then he has coming soon, second edition, Jamaica Jubilee Vintage Tribute, David Crossburn. He says, thanks a million. This is a draft of what I am preparing to display at Denby. Well, more power to you, and all things being well, we'll see you at Denby. And just to go back to the message we read from Diana McIntyre Pike, since we weren't finished giving you the information, we had to take the break. So it's the Manchester, if this phone would just allow us to operate it as opposed to trying to operate itself. Manchester Parish Library, in association with Arts Opio and Valerie C. Dixon, inviting us to Reigniting a Nation for Greatness, commemorating Jamaica 60. Guest speaker, Mrs. Valerie C. Dixon, and introducing her new book, Too Black to Succeed, The FinSac Experience. Too Black to Succeed, The FinSac Experience. And this will take place on the 31st, that's Sunday, the 31st of July at 5:30 in the afternoon at the library, the Manchester Parish Library in Mandeville. There will be an art exhibition by Opio Yaw Asante, aka Horace Donovan. And the exhibition will run from the 1st of August to the 31st. And you can join the live stream on Zoom. The meeting ID is 617-393-0991, 617-393-0991. The passcode is FOTMPL, FOTMPL. Streaming starts at 4:30 p.m. Jamaica time. Let's see. We thank Valerie Dixon for a copy of that book. We regret that we've been delinquent in just not being able to read the book in its entirety. Such is the nature of our days and nights. We hope to eventually read it from cover to cover and ultimately to have a word with Valerie C. Dixon. Thank you very much. Let's see, here's another message. This one is from Crocs in Black River. He says, greetings. What people are not realizing is that the festival song winner may not only be dependent on the quality or popularity of the song. It's a package that also depends on the performer, the performance, and how the artist is attired. That's an enlightened position, Crocs in Black River. You're spot on. You are spot on. There are a number of elements. It's not just the song. Yes, the song. One of the things I learned in a training session some time ago, I was conducting a training session alongside Alaine. Yes, Alaine, the singer, performer. And I won't bother get into the story of Alaine right now, as in, yeah, because anyway, but essentially, Alaine was sharing with some budding artists. I happened to have been in the room. I think I was getting ready for my presentation, or I had finished my presentation. And the one thing that stayed with me, I remember Alaine saying to the gathering that I don't remember if she said the most important thing, but she spoke of the importance of your recording having a hook. The hook is what pulls us in. The hook. And every song has a hook, or should have a hook. So, for example, why do you think Coffee's Toast was so popular? It's the hook. It's the hook. And apart from her style, which is quite unique as well, there's a hook, a nice playful hook. Toast, da 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 da, toast. It's the hook. It's the hook. And Chronix knows about this as well. If you listen to a couple of his recordings, you realize. So the hook makes a difference. That is it. For the most part, the rest of it, yeah, people might over time become familiar with the lyrics, but it's the hook that gets them singing. The hook, whatever that hook is, that is what gets them singing and keeps them singing. Once they hear the music starting up, they know exactly what is coming. The hook. The hook is the thing. The hook. The Casita Johnson says, "Happy holidays, Mr. Malcolm. All the best. Very well spoken. Thank you very much, Casita Johnson. All the best to you. Take care." And let's move on. This one says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Servant." That's fine with me. I have a jersey, and that's what is written on the back of it. Servant. I have no problems being a servant. So this one says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Servant." I know it's a typo. It happens all the time. Uh, uh, good afternoon. Hold on. Where did the message go? "These are some of the pipes I send you." Who is this now? "Good afternoon, Mr. Dervan. First time texting you. God bless you. Someone has chopped up an old lady's water pipe, and now she has to be going to the main road for water. That is a little more than over a mile. It happened in Wood Street, South Pusey Hill, Manchester. She's a widow. She has been running the pipe for more than 20 years for her own purpose, and now someone destroyed it. Please, can you get to the Water Commission, or get the Water Commission to come and give the people some water, please? Now she cannot afford to run back the pipes because the pipes are expensive. Nothing too cheap again in this world. Thank you for reading this text. Please don't mention my name." Well, we're not seeing a name, so there's nothing to mention. What we will do is to forward all your information, the pictures and the message, to Andrew Cannon of the National Water Commission. So we're going to do that right now. Let's send all of these, the message, this first picture, the second picture, the third picture, the closing sentence, forward. So we're forwarding the information right now. And making sure that Andrew Cannon gets it. So here we go. Oh, come on. All right, here we go. So this, come on. Forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, forward. And we're sending the messages and the pictures to Andrew Cannon's WhatsApp lines. 1, 2. Oh, come on. Technology. 1, 2, forward. All right. So Andrew Cannon should have the information now. Andrew Cannon should have the information now. Let's move on. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. And here is Sean. I wonder if he has a functional phone right now. His phone has been giving problems. Good afternoon, Sean. Thanks for calling. Hello. Hello. Sounds like Sean's phone is still giving trouble. See if you can fix that and get back to us, Sean. It's been happening. I think it's more than 2 days now, isn't it? Is it 2? Or within the last couple of days? Let's try again. Good afternoon, Sean. Thanks for calling. I'm fine, thanks. Go ahead, please. Hello? All right, that's not happening today. Let's move on. Good afternoon to Robert Foster. Thank you very much for joining us. Good to have you online. All the very best. Audrey Reed is watching. Hi, Audrey Reed. How are you? Robert Foster says, FinSac report. Yes, there is a book by Valerie C. Dixon that has information on FinSac and related matters. And so she's going to be involved in a discussion on, when did we say it will be? I'm not looking at it now, but I shared the information earlier on. More in a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30.
Jamaica Hospital Supplies has medical equipment for health at home,
We have oxygen supplies,
wheelchairs,
digital blood pressure machines,
adult diapers,
Sure Comfort diabetic supplies,
CareSense blood sugar meters,
humidifiers, incentive spirometers,
urinals, bedpans, leg bags,
CPAP supplies, body fat scales and catheters. Jamaica Hospital Supplies for all your home care needs. 66 and a half Halfway Tree Road. Call 929-2850. Visit our website for more information.
Tune in to Power 106 FM for Milestones in Nationhood, short features that examine 60 significant milestones in Jamaica's history and development as Jamaica celebrates 60 years of independence, from pre-independence to political independence and the formation of the Jamaican society and people. It all comes together in Milestones in Nationhood, weekdays 12:30 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM. We see Steve in Toronto, Canada. Steve McDonald has been trying to reach us. He's been calling on my personal line, my personal cell phone, which is being used to lessen the burden of the laptop, which tells us there's very little, if any, space left. But we haven't been able to fix that problem because we use the device virtually every day. But the good thing is, I have a brother who is quite versatile when it comes on to information and communications technologies. It's his job to set up computer systems, to pull them down, and so on and so forth. So I'm privileged enough to have a brother who does all of that. In fact, all my father's sons are technically minded, yours truly included. All of us in some technical field or another, technology related or otherwise, but techies, we are techies. Right, and so I just haven't been able to because I am constantly using the device, even though it's not at full functionality right now. And so, Steve, my personal cell phone is now being used to stream Facebook Live. That's what is streaming Facebook Live now, my personal cell phone. But the laptop continues to stream YouTube. YouTube seems to be a little seems to be a little light in terms of its use of memory on the system. It seems to be a little lighter than Facebook Live. Facebook Live seems to be heavier, and so we've had to make that adjustment. But so it is. All in good time. All in good time. So, Steve, if you want to reach us, please feel free to call 876-365-3346. Feel free to WhatsApp 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. How about that? Casita Johnson says, happy holidays, Mr. Malcolm. All the best. I think I read that one already. Thank you very much, Casita Johnson. And all the very best to you. Inez Ayona Campbell, thank you for joining as usual. Sharon in Savannah Lamar, Westmoreland says, good afternoon, Sir Malcolm and all listeners out there. I greet you all. Have a blessed weekend, she says. And you do likewise. Thank you very much. Jennifer Stewart from Q Road in Kencott, East Central St. Andrew, on board as usual. Good afternoon, Jennifer. And Sean continues to try to connect with us, but he's still having problems. Sean, try and see if you can resolve those problems. Neville, otherwise known as Salah, says, Dervan, I did message Jodianne this morning about the festival song. The song has no vibes. I don't know what the judges were thinking. It's the worst song that won, in your opinion. Obviously, Salah, so it is. And where's the rest of the message? Don't know if it's because she was the only female who entered. I'm Salah from Kingston. Our women can't win, as I was saying at the top of the program in reference to the same subject. So here is the thing. There's Salah is surmising and speculating that the only reason why this song emerged on top is because it was done by a female, and because she was the only female in the contest, they just decided to give it to her. Really? It's just the way it is. It's a competition, and they look for different things. It's not just the song. There's more to it. There's more. And remember, the performance of the song on the night also counts. Because it's one thing to record in the studio, and you have the studio version. It's another thing to perform on stage. The judges look for stage presence, among other things. And so it is what it is. It is what it is. It's a competition. Rules were laid out, and the contestants knew what the rules were, and they competed. The judges matched performances and outcomes, certain deliverables with their score sheet and they came to a conclusion, but they were not the only ones, because the public was invited to vote as well. Remember, it's the age of voting for this one and that one, just as they do in Rising Stars and the international shows like The Voice, etc. You vote. So that's the way it is. It's like a case goes to court and somebody is acquitted or convicted. Yes, they can appeal. I don't know of an appeal process in the case of the festival song. I'm just saying, it is what it is. It is what it is. Here's another message. This one from M-Jam. M-Jam says, I have actually worked with your brother, who shall remain nameless, at that place that shall remain nameless. Yes, he is adept at technology. Indeed, he is. And he has been ready since I told him of the issues I've been having, but just not my having to be up and down the place and having to keep to use this laptop constantly. But as we said, that will sort itself out soon. In the meantime, let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Here's another attempt to get Sean to express himself. I wonder if his device is now working. Sean, are you there?
Hello, good afternoon, Uncle Dervan, Malcolm. How are you doing, sir?
I am fine, thanks. Please go right ahead.
Yes. Uncle, a lot of events coming up this week. This week it will be this week it will be a lot
this
of
weekend.
Events, and
this holiday weekend
celebrates 20 years this year. So many events coming up this week.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Emancipation Park celebrates 20 years. It was open in 2002. Speaking of 2002.
Well, speaking of Emancipation Park.
August 1st, 2002.
Okay, don't move. Hold on there. Hold on for a moment. Hold on for a moment, Sean. As you mentioned, Emancipation Park at 20. That's quite remarkable. I do remember it like it was yesterday. I attended the official opening of Emancipation Park. Prime Minister, the Most Honorable P.J. Patterson, was there.
Yes.
Member of Parliament, and I think what did he have a position at the time, a spokesperson position? Anyway, it was Andrew Holness who represented the leader of the opposition at that opening, and they joked about the grass of Emancipation Park and it being Sean, I'm trying to share a story with you. Hello? Sean, are you there? Sean, hello? I think his phone is gone again. Sean is not hearing me.
Yes, they are our fourth parents.
All right. Sean, call back. Call back, please. Sean, but anyway, let me just complete the story. So there was this joke, Mr. Holness, when he went up to speak at Emancipation Park at the opening, he made reference to how green the grass was for obvious reasons, because of the connection of the color green association with the Jamaica Labour Party. And then Mr. Patterson, when he went up to speak, he quipped about a ripening. So, you move from green to orange, which is a sign of ripening, and something that he said. Long and short of it is that the following morning, this was 2002, the following morning, because the launch, right, so this was the eve of Emancipation Day. It was the eve of Emancipation Day, I think, that launch took place. The following morning, the 1st of August, I walked to Emancipation. Did I walk or did I drive? Let me try to remember. Because I didn't live too far from Emancipation Park at the time. So I believe did I walk? I don't remember if I walked to the park or I drove to the park. But essentially, When I got there was a lone female walking in the park, and I was the lone male walking in the park. So, as far as we were aware at that time, and we know because we got there, we didn't get there late. We got there at the opening when the gates were open for people like us who wanted to exercise, to walk in. And so we, as far as I'm aware, I didn't get the name of the lady who was there. And I don't even think, she didn't ask me my name. I didn't ask hers, and we were both walking. So I have concluded from that day that I was the first male walker in Emancipation Park, for what it's worth. When the opening ceremony was on the eve of Emancipation, which was Emancipation Day, and bright and early on the morning of the 1st of August 2002, I was there in the park, walking, exercising, taking full use of it. And to this day, I still walk in the park. So there you go. Emancipation Park serving its purpose. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. More messages coming in. Who is this now? Lynn E says, hello, Sir Dervan. Happy Friday and a wonderful Emancipation weekend to you and the Both Sides team. And then Lynn E says, I would like to add that I love the winning Jubilee Festival song. Very fitting for the occasion, says Lynn E. Patriotic Jamaican in New York says, Mr. Malcolm, I do understand what Crocs from Black River is saying, but the song itself should be judged independent of stage performance, attire, etc. But they couldn't do that, Patriotic Jamaican in New York, because those elements were part of are part of the exercise, are part of the competition. So you couldn't leave those out. It's all a part of the competition. Anyway, he goes on, and that's why they have other prizes for best stage performer, best costume, etc. But the song will be on record to be played throughout the season and beyond, as well as all over the world. I haven't seen any of the performances for this year, but I've heard all the songs. Right now, I have a compilation of all the festival songs, as well as best losers from Bam Bam to Buju Banton's I Am a Jamaican. I play them every year at this time. The song is what counts, says Patriotic Jamaican in New York. Clifford says, Dervan, I had my guitar out. Oh, let's take the break and come back.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45. Save more on prescription, cosmetics, gift items, toiletries, and stationery at Biomed Pharmacy, 4 St. Hilda's Drive, Brownstown, 917-8464, and Main Street, Gale St. Mary, 975-8275. Biomed Pharmacy, for the service you expect, plus more.
Gen Zers, we're back! Gen Z returns with a new look, fresh faces, hot topics, and a whole new vibe. We're talking finance, dating, dancehall. You think it? We discuss it. You don't want to miss it. So join us Saturdays at 10 a.m. on Power 106 FM and 6:30 p.m. on TVJ. Gen Z, a show for the youths.
I did that a long time ago. You missed it.
It's the 2022 Denby Agricultural, Industrial, and Food Show, and Power 106 FM is in the mix with comprehensive team coverage all 3 days, July 30, 31, and August 1. Join us as we explore the wonderful world of agriculture. We will bring you all the news, views, and excitement from the Denby Agricultural, Industrial, and Food Show at the Denby Showground in Maypan, Clarendon. Power 106 FM's coverage of Denby 2022 is brought to you by SCJ Holdings, Sugar Industry Authority, College of Agriculture Science and Education,
Hello, Sean, are you there?
Agro,
Rural Agricultural Development Authority
Hello?
Act, National Irrigation Commission, Egg Farmers Association, Jamaica 4-H Clubs, Nutramix, Jamaica Agriculture Society, Caribbean Chemicals, Sapper Group, Alternative Power Sources, Road Safety Unit, Rural Agricultural Development Authority Act St. Anne, St. Jago Farm Supplies, Intertech Jamaica Limited, Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, Shagor Aggregates Limited, Jamaica Customs Agency, and the Jamaica Pig Farmers Association.
Like can't rock with vibes that we high, but we nice, money wheels, we are real, till the sun go down.
Que hora es en espagnol? Son las 5 menos 13. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5 heures moins 13. 现在几点了？5点13分. 13 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans tuned into both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. It's a good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? Good afternoon to all the schoolers listening to us, all the students. Yes, trust you had a productive day of learning today, although I think today would be the last day. I think today is the last day of summer school. I believe so. For the most part, I believe so, unless there are going to be other classes after the emancipendence period. But I think this is usually how it is: summer school in July, and then you get a break in August before you go back to school in September. But you know what we always say: even when school is out, homework is always in, because homework is about preparation, and proper preparation prevents poor performance. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. And as we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable. Education makes you trainable. Training makes you employable. And the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. Parents and guardians, do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, here on Power 106 FM. Still not sure what's happening with Sean. Sean's phone continues to give problems. Sean, are you there?
Yes, I am here, Uncle Dervan.
Well, just go right ahead. Just go right ahead. No, I'm not even going to go over that again. We have said what we had to say, but you were going like a runaway train earlier on, and so you weren't hearing me trying to share the story, the Emancipation Park story with you, because it seems your phone is acting up again. But now that you're hearing me and I'm hearing you, and since we've been having all these problems, you go ahead and talk now, please.
Yes, it's summertime, Uncle. I'm glad that the kids are here to spend little time with me. I'm very happy.
Good.
Yes. Before I go, Uncle, I just want to tell you that I'm a pretty serious person. I don't laugh very often. I laugh sometimes. I'm not a laugher and smiler like yourself.
Oh, well, whatever works for you. Everybody is different.
Yes.
That's what makes this world a dynamic place. Different folks and different strokes for different folks.
Okay. I will enjoy my summer. I will talk to you guys another time. Enjoy the rest of the day, Uncle.
Wonderful.
Wish you all the best.
All the best to you too. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Right, so let's read this message from Clifford on WhatsApp. Clifford says, Dervan, I had my guitar out playing along with the 10 festival songs on YouTube alternate. All right. The winning song was good. What I found was the song was not written in the A, B, C, D, E, F, G chords that Jamaicans are accustomed to hearing. There were some flats and sharp chords, so it did not sound so sweet in Jamaican terms. Could you play it? It took me a little time to play it on my guitar. It was not bad. Well, I don't play the guitar, so I wouldn't be able to play it, as in to play the song, to strum the chords on the guitar. No, I wouldn't be able to. All right. Thank you very much for your message, as usual. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. So I believe we have exhausted our messages as the program draws to a close. And Jennifer took a screenshot of me in a relaxed position in the studio here, trying to flex my muscles. All right, Jennifer, I see it. I see it. Thank you very much for taking a picture of me. Let's continue with more here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM. Yes, indeed. So it's a busy, busy time, and all we ask is that we stay safe, please, over this holiday weekend. Please let us just be safe, be safe, be safe, be safe. There's no use rushing to get to somewhere to have fun and rushing at breakneck speed and being reckless or irresponsible. Because if we do that, we are not going to get to wherever the fun place is that we're going to have some fun. All we're going to have if we engage in that kind of irresponsible behavior on the roads and elsewhere, all we're going to have is weeping, mourning, and gnashing of teeth, quite frankly. So please, please, everybody, please, please, just be nice. Just be nice. As my father-in-law likes to say, just be nice. Be nice. Be nice. Just be nice. As we go about. So as we, in our going out and coming in, just be nice. We want to be smart about it. We don't need to engage in any argument with any motorist anywhere. Let's just focus on what is the goal at hand. The goal is to move from point A to point B safely. Are we ready? All right, let's go. And then we start moving from point A to point B safely. When we get to point B, we give thanks and praise for getting to point B. And if we're going to move again, to move on to another site, another venue, another entertainment zone, or whatever it is, let us do so safely. And when we're through having fun and it's time to go back home or to our hotel or wherever it is, let us, my phone is vibrating. I know that's Mrs. Elaine Barker reminding me to send belated birthday greetings to her granddaughter, Keita Gay Cummings Heslop. happy belated birthday again, Keita Gay Cummings Heslop. Right, but seriously now, to what I was saying. So let's just try and get home safely. And if we have to go out, let's go out safely. Those of us who are going to the beach, if we cannot swim, those of us who can't swim, it's not a crime. If we can't swim, let us not go out to the water, like way out. In fact, if we can't swim, those of us who can't swim, let us stay on the shore and let the water come to us. If we're at the beach, let the water come to us. Command the water to come to us instead of going out there. And some of us like to pretend as if we can swim or we are right and we can't swim. Some of us trying to impress others. And then we get, does anybody remember, was it the Olympics? I think it was the Olympics where this fellow, the swimming competition, and this fellow jumped in the pool and they had to rescue him. And I was shocked because I'm wondering, so how did he get to the Olympics in the first place? He couldn't swim. Check it. You can Google it. You'll find it somewhere, or check YouTube. The fellow couldn't swim, but he was at the Olympics representing his country. I don't want to stigmatize the country. If you find it, so be it. But if not, so it is. So if we can't, those of us who can't swim, just stay on the shore and sunbathe and cover our feet in sand on the beach and just have fun otherwise. Splashing right at on the, not too far, just same place there on the shore. And the same thing for the river. Be careful. And the waterfalls at the different venues, you want to be very careful. Make sure you have those kinds of shoes, like with rubber bottom shoes that can give you some grip if you have to climb. And just be careful. Take your time. It's a fun time. And if you're going to have real fun, you have to be careful. You have to be careful because then we're out of time. Thanks to Adrian Reed, as usual, for doing technical and production duties behind the scenes. Thanks to our guests. Thanks to you, our faithful listeners and viewers all over the globe, for making it both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. All things being well, both sides of the story returns. Listen carefully. All things being well, both sides of the story returns Tuesday afternoon, 2 to 5. Monday is a public holiday, Emancipation Day. Tomorrow morning, all things being well, we'll be at Denby broadcasting the Jamaican Diaspora live online. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm wishing everybody a safe and peaceful holiday, Emancipation holiday weekend.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
5 o'clock.
news, comprehensive, powerful, and credible.
Power 106 FM now presents a simulcast of Radio Jamaica's News at 5.